Hello my lovelies, welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually doing something a little bit different. I know with all the planner season coming out, with people posting their techo kaigis and planner ecosystem and stuff, things can get overwhelming because obviously there's so many new releases. Like every week there's a new planner that release. I made this yesterday, and then when I was scrolling my social media I saw that two of my favorite brands released their planner for next year, and I am tempted. I'm very tempted, which is why this exercise feels very important and very relevant to me, because you know the feeling, right? There's lots of new releases with the Hobonichi just coming out, like, you know, all the covers, all the layouts, and everyone saying, oh, I'm using this for next year, I'm using that for next year, and then suddenly you're like, oh, maybe I should get that too. Actually, I do like that one too. Okay, maybe I should get that one. So it gets overwhelming super fast. And the thing is, sometimes people, including me, buy on impulse because of FOMO. And sometimes you don't actually. I am guilty of this. I'm so guilty of this for the past years. That's why I created this for me and for you. Sometimes I buy planners because I want that planner and not because I need that planner in my life. Do you get what I mean? I am tempted to see all the beautiful planners and all the layouts, and instead of figuring out if I need it in my system, I figured I want the planner, I'll buy it and I'll find use for it. And now, like after a few years on, I feel like there's a lot of times where I didn't end up using it, and such a waste of beautiful planner, right? I know you can repurpose it another year and things like that, but that's the thing, like, you know, next year there's gonna be another slew of new planners, new layouts that you're like, oh, that's interesting. So I'm hoping that this little exercise, I will share the printable as well in the link below if you want to get it. Better yet, maybe pause the video and do it with me. I think that would be very productive if we do that. And I'll take you through everything. This is going to take you to reviewing your current system. Your printable might look a little bit different because this is my test copy, and I already realized things that I don't like about it because all of them are bold and things like that, like little design choices. So I'm going to fix it up before you get your copy. But so your copy might look a little bit different. Mine's like a trial copy, like a beta copy. Alpha copy? Maybe an alpha copy. I'll take you through all the steps and then we'll do it together. Okay, so the first section is going to be the review section. So this page is where you're actually going to write down all the planner you're using for this year, right? If you've been planner hopping or something like that, write it all. Like I only included one, but obviously you can print multiple if you've tried more than 4 planners, but 4 is just what fits here. So print more if you have more. I'm not saying that you should only write 4. Write all the planners you've been trying this year, or even the years before. If there's there's a planner that you tried like 1 or 2 years ago that you know might work for your system this year, write it down anyway, and write what you like and what you dislike about it, right? And then what can be improved. We'll go through this with examples with my techo kaigi for next year, but right now I'm just going to take you through this just in case you're only interested in the template and not the rest of my goals and things like that. So that's step 1. There's also 2 sections here for anything else you want to add to your lineup. This is all the stuff that you're already doing, and then maybe you figure out, you know what, I would really like to track my health this year or track my meal planning this year. That's where you put it. And then what is not working and you would like to change or remove. So if there's like a planner that you're not in as much, or you can consolidate or something like that, write it down here. So that's step 1. It's important because sometimes we forget to, you know, pause and reflect and see what's already working and what's not working, right? We tend to like rush into new planners and then figure things out later. But sometimes if what you already have works, why change the system? In the end of the year, I always feel like I want a new system just so that it feels fresh and new. But then this year I used the same planner I was using last year, and I just changed it, tweaked a little bit of how I'm doing it, and it's been great because I know it works from last year. If you have any planners that worked last year for you, then it's good for you to continue it. Like planner pace is a thing. I know some people said it's not a thing, but I found it this year. So which I'm gonna change up again next year, but we'll see, right? This section is basically to figure out of your current system, what's working, what's not working, and what can be improved. Basically, it's like a little reflection, or we call it a retrospective of what you currently have. So it's good to review because then you know what's good and what works for you. So that's step 1. For step 2 is for needs. So this one is about what you actually need in your planner, what you need to track, what kind of spreads do you need. It's about making your planner work for you. So your requirements, write it all down here. General requirements are mostly general, so maybe paper type. So if you use fountain pen, do you want fountain pen friendly paper? Are you a grid or dot grid or ruled, or you just want blank kind of person, right? Do you like dated or undated? Do you want it to be dated? Because if you're someone who don't have time to journal every day, maybe undated will be good for you. You just journal occasionally. But if you're someone who needs the dated to force you to be in that planner, or you just know that you're going to use it every day, then dated is good as well. So think about that as well. Do you need space for, daily task list, or is your task list weekly? All those kinds of stuff goes to general requirements. Basically, that spans through more than just one planner, what I'm seeing. Or if you're a ring person and you need it to be rings because you want to move it around, that's also a general requirement. And then when it comes to needs, that's usually like specific things. So either like a media log or habit tracking, or you need, like me, you need 3 different to-dos each week. So you break that down all in there. And then the category is basically, if you like to put your planners into categories and you need to separate them, i.e. like for personal work or side business, and you want to keep that separate in separate books, then write it down as well. If not, you can ignore that section as well. And then there's a layout in here, because I understand that you want to track some stuff in different kind of layout, right? Like for me, all of my to-dos, I cannot do daily to-dos. I usually do weekly to-dos. What I usually do is, I know some people that in the morning they will sit down and figure out their to-dos for the day. I'm not that person. I'm a weekly to-do girl. So what I do is I figure out what I need to do on Sunday, and then on the Monday, and then on the week I just move around my tasks. So that's why a weekly to-do works best for me. Note section is basically just for you to note things that, extra stuff. Basically any extra notes. Final choice. This one, ignore it for now when you're filling step 2, because this is what we're going to fill out after step 3 finishes. So make sure what you need shapes what planner you get, and not the other way around, right? Don't try to find a need for a planner, and if you know that that layout hasn't worked for you, or it's not going to work for you, it's going to be too small and stuff, do not force it there. Find your need first and then allocate it to a planner, so you don't get any planner that you find pretty on Instagram, because I have done that before, trust me. But anyway, that's step 2. Step 3 is planner research. In this section, what we're going to do is we're going to put all the planner brands or systems that you're curious about. I feel like it's very fun, because this is the part where you get to window shop, right? You see all the features and see everything, and because you already have your needs, then you can think about, maybe this will work good for my habit tracking. Maybe this one will be the best for my weekly, because it has spaces for me to do my to-do list, my habit tracking, my memory jotting, blah 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 blah, all in one planner, right? So that's why it's important to do all your planner research. Don't get too overwhelmed to find all the planners that you like, okay? Actually, I just realized something. I forget to add a section, like a tick box, because I feel like it'll be really good if you've done everything and then you find a tick box. Okay, I will add a tick box on your copy, but on my copy, I'm just gonna do my own tick box. Why is this pen not working? I need to fill up my pen, so I'm just gonna bring out another one. So this is gonna be all the tick boxes for these ones. For your one, I will include a tick box. This is why it's important for me to print it out and try it, because that's when I know, oh, I need this, that actually is, or I can adjust the spaces where it's too small. But anyway, that section is meant to be for when you look at the planner, and then content is basically what they have. So weekly, maybe I should name that layouts to be the same as this, right? So for the layout, what you do is, does it have a monthly, does it have a weekly, does it have a daily? That's where you write on. And then use is for if you can already think that what you need can be used there. So habit tracking, mood tracking, blah blah blah, right? And then the like and dislike, read through the details on that planner, and then this is when your general requirement will go into play, right? Does it have fountain pen friendly paper? Does it have ruled or grid? So whatever you like or dislike, maybe it has nice fountain pen friendly paper, but it's dot grid and I don't like dot grid, so that goes on your dislike. And for other info, it's mostly for when it drops, where you can get it, and things like that. Or you can add whatever info you want. That's why it's called other info. You can put anything you want, basically. So that's that, right? Once you've done all your planner research, you can study it and figure out which one is the best for you. And then you go back here. Like, this is probably easier if you don't do it in a ring binder, or you open it up, right? So you can have it side by side. And then you can say, okay, I need a media log for my personal. And then you check all of this, right? I need a, say for your personal, you need a media log, you need a habit tracker, you need a mood tracker, 3 different like types of to-dos per week. And all of that, what kind of, from all of this, where can it fit? So then once you know what planner fits into your needs, this is where you put your planner, your final choice planner. So you'll be like, okay, then the Hobonichi fits here, something like that, right? So once you've figured that out, that's it. That's your final list of techo kaigi, and you've done your techo kaigi. I hope once you've done this worksheet, it felt your planner all have purpose instead of you just getting it for fun, because I know with me that happens. If you're just watching to see how the printable works, then I'm going to go into my own details now. But also, if you're a digital planner and you love Notion as much as I do, there is a Notion version of that. I will link a video where I take you through the Notion version, and the link will be there. But there's also a Notion version if it's easier for you to browse and note in your computer instead of analog. But there's both of them, but I also created an analog version because sometimes I like to be analog, even though I do love my Notion very, very much. But yeah, so we're going to go into filling this up. So if you're just here for the printable, thank you so much for being here. I hope it's helpful for you. Okay, cool. So we're going to do my review right now. So for my personal planner, what I did was the take a note A5. And what I like about it, it's very flexible. I dislike that I have to set up every week, even though it's not too much setting up, right? There's a video that I've did for my take a note where it's basically a love letter to the take a note because I like it very much. And I'll link it down below as well, so you can watch that if you're interested in the take a note. But hang on, let me actually open it for you so you can tell why. So this is my take a note for 2025, and the way I'm using it, it's a little bit different with other people. I think most people use this for some kind of memory jot, or they write for in this area. But what I do is I divide it up. The top section are basically all my to-dos and habits and stuff, like utilitarian area on the top, whereas this is just daily to-dos and my like quick memory jot kind of thing, just to know what I've gotten up to that day. So it's been working super well. This is my second year in it with the same kind of layout. As you can see, you probably can't see, but I mean, if I take you on my 2024 take a note, you'll see that I've tried a few different layouts because it used to be flipped, but I figured I need less area for my to-dos and more for my writing what happens during the day and stuff. So I flipped it, and since then I have not changed it all year. So I think this is a proof that the system really works for me. And even though throughout the end of the year sometimes there's a lot of empty spaces, like if I go to if I go to this week, like I usually always do the first section, the focus and my waiting on and shop and social media to-dos. But once I get to this, it's like my habit tracking, my wins and struggles, and my personal to-dos. And I can't even remember what I have for this one usually. That all fall off the wayside. Oh, shop orders and purchases. But the most important thing for me anyway was the focus, because that's my goal setting and all my to-dos. So it's fine for things not to get filled up. This section also usually sometimes doesn't get filled up, but I really like it. And also because this is already has a natural divide, and then I don't think you can see it, but the column, there's already like one line here, and one line on the bottom, just to nicely divide things up, because this planner is very, very good customizing for me. So that's why I really like it. So anyway, put that aside. What can be improved? Just be more consistent, I think. Be more consistent on second page. But I think that's it, because I like it because it's flexible, because it is so easy to customize for my needs. And yeah, I really like it. The paper's great as well. It's like the perfect thickness for me, because it's not very thick, but also it doesn't crinkle the way Hobonichi does, because I feel like that is going to drive me crazy, the crinkling of the page, because all you do is do this and then it already has a big crinkle, and that drives me nuts. So paper. Okay, cool. So that's my Take a Note A5. Another thing I'm using this year is which one should I put in? Oh, Stylogy. This one was for my 5-year planner. Oh, not planner, journal. And then another one I'm using is well, I didn't use it. For my weekly journal. And another one, what else did I use this year? I think maybe I'll put the Muji one here, but you know what, let's leave it if I remember something. Stylogy, I like that that can be creative. I kind of don't like the paper that much. PT tape can't be repealed. Basically, once the sticker goes into the Stylogy page, you can't move it, because it will, like, the page will lift if you try to take it out. This one is not, so I really like this paper. And I also have enjoyed being in the 5-year planner, because I can't wait to be on 2nd year. So this one I'm definitely keeping. What can be improved? Consistency. I'm hoping, because I'm not up to date, but hopefully by next year I'm going to be up to date, so every day I can just write something small instead of waiting to catch up on it, because the catching up is not fun. Well, it's fun, but constant nagging in the back of my head that I need to catch up, that's not very fun. Basically, the act of catching up is fun when you have time, but when you don't have time, it nags in the back of your head. I'm like, I'm so behind on my 5-year, blah blah blah. So it's not very fun. The meow illustration is a big fail. Usually I do weekly memory keepers, but because I started the 5-year this year, this one has fallen off, because I don't know if I want 2 journals to do the same thing. So I think next year what I'm going to do is I'm gonna not do the weekly journal, but I will have an occasional TN where it's like if I go out and there's a lot of ephemera and stuff, I can do like a journal for that. So that's going to change my system because I'm usually a weekly memory keeper, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Actually I can also use my big A5 Midori for memory keeping, because essentially that one is not finished yet. But also if it gets really bulky, I can't really put ephemera there because or else it's going to get really bulky. So maybe I'll rethink that. So likes, love the planner, love the paper. I think it's my 4th year in it. Dislike, not in it at all because of duplication with 5-year. That makes me really sad because I really love that planner for this year. Let me show you it. Let me show you her and how gorgeous she is. Look at how pretty. Look, all the sides, but it's empty. Like, it's completely empty. This makes me so sad. But I'm wondering if I can reuse it another year or if I still want to catch up and be in here because, oh man, I'm actually very sad looking at this. Because this is a beautiful planner. I really love the paper, but I haven't been in it at all just because like it's been busy. Whenever I want to be creative, I'll just go to the 5-year. I don't think I can have more than one creative journal, to be honest. I think because I don't actually have that much time to journal, which makes me so sad because this year my job has picked up and got even more busy this year. I joined a new team and it's going to be really good for career growth, but obviously it leaves me barely any time for all my fun stuff. So I think next year I have to consolidate and just do my 5-year and maybe not do a weekly. It makes me so sad because like yesterday Mia Illustrations released their new planner and our studio's one this year looks really good as well. But essentially, if I do get it, I don't know what to use it for, but might see. Like, we might see on the needs what we need. And then I also use a Muji for my work planner, but essentially I don't use it every week. So yeah, I won't put that in here because I feel like that's like a separate thing, right? Because work for me was work. I can do digital as well. It's not a big need. And should I write a ring binder? What do I like about it? Like I can move things around. Oh, making my own inserts have been very fun. And my current dislike about it is I don't really want to bring it out of the house. Not because functionality is not up to it or anything, but it's like the color of it is very light. I don't want it to get scratches and everything. So if I ever need to have it for outside of the house, I think I'll get a second copy that's a little bit cheaper and like, you know, like darker leather so that like even if it scruffs up, it's okay. Like I won't get too precious about it. So there's that. What can be improved? Actually be in it. What can be improved? More customized insert. Do I like the personal size? Sometimes personal size feels very small. Okay. Anything else I want to add to my lineup? I think I want an occasional journal. I think that's probably it. Health tracking I'm still already doing, even though it's kind of not very consistent. And what is not working, I would change or remove weekly journals. Is a duplication of my 5 weeks, basically. Cool. So we've done the review, and so I know what I like now. This is also really good, and even though you've already used your system for the whole year, it's nice to write it down everything, because sometimes you just forget. Like, maybe it's good to flip through your current planner, right? And then you can then you remember all the struggles and what you like about it and everything like that. So yeah, so I think this step is quite important for you to do that. So we'll do section 2 now, which is all the needs. So general requirement, I want fountain pen friendly paper. Yes, I've become one of those people, but I am okay with that because I love writing with my fountain pens. So fountain pen friendly paper, I usually like blank for memory keeping, and grid for planners. I need all my to-dos in one place. And what else do I need? Maybe a dated planner, undated memory keeper. Okay, great. So I think that's probably that mostly for my needs. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna cheat a little bit and see what I've written for my last year's techo kaigi, because I think that will give me some ideas. Okay, firstly, I need 3 different to-dos. So I'm just gonna say 3 different to-dos on same planner. Category, it has to be a weekly because I'm a weekly planner. Sorry. This is the category. This one is personal and business. And notes, nope, I don't need any notes. Final choices later. So that one, I need 3 different to-dos. And then I need a goal, and that would be weekly. This is also personal and business. I wanted a media log before. I don't do much on my media log this year, but it's something I really like to log. And I think maybe I'm gonna bake it into my planner. I think that would be really good. Yeah, media log, personal, weekly or monthly. So memory keeper, it's for personal, and this one occasional, daily. Okay, so that would be probably undated, because I don't want it to be like, I don't want to have to do it every week, because sometimes nothing happens in my week, but I would still like a quick jot, which is where my 5-year I think is going to be good at. And events, to track events, like plans, and that's usually on a monthly, and that's a personal. This year I kind of tried to do it on 2 different places, and I don't think that's working because I'm only using one. So I think it would be good to just consolidate for that one. Quick jot memory keeper, do we still need it? I'm gonna try to not do it next year. I think it should just go straight to my 5-year. So undated plus 5 year. I think I don't want to do a quick jot memory keeper. It goes straight to my 5 year, I think, if that can happen. We'll see. And meal planning, I would love to be meal planning, but I don't know if I'm actually a meal planning kind of girl. I'm a bit more like whatever. So I think that's just going to add extra stuff, so maybe not meal planning. Also want health tracking, because the older you get, the more health problems you have, so very important to have health tracking. Probably weekly spread. Content planning, usually that's in, I don't think I need that in a planner. I probably just put that in digitally in Notion. I'm gonna put it here anyway, because Notion is part of my planner ecosystem as well, right? Content planning is business, but also this is monthly, but this is digital in Notion. And then I also want a commonplace. This is for personal, but also maybe for business as well. And this is on daily, undated, occasional, commonplace. And I want hang on, commonplace, but I also have my notes journal, marcsmellow notes journal. I mean, no, basically note taking stuff when I have ideas for my business and my YouTube and stuff like that. So that's business, and that is undated, occasional. Okay, and weekly review, and that's personal. Weekly would be good to actually do proper weekly review, because I feel like it's very important, because this is the thing, I do monthly reviews, but weekly reviews are nicer because you're closer to the week than the month, right? Because sometimes when I do monthly reviews, I forget what I've done in the month, and it's nice to look back into my weekly review to say, hey, this is what I've done this year. This is when this part is really important for me, because I can write about all my wins and my struggles, and in the end of the month I actually look back and say, oh, that's all my wins, that's all my struggles for this month. So that has been really important. I really like that. So budget tracker, so this one, budget tracker, is mostly gonna be in my Notion. This is daily per expense on my Notion. It's filling up. Maybe I should have print more than that, but I guess I can write another one here. Weekly review, I also want to do monthly review, but that stays in my Notion as well. Should I write that? Yeah, maybe I'll write that. Monthly review. Monthly. But this is Notion. Alright, so we've gotten most of our requirements and needs done. So that's all. Maybe I should change it. Should I change it to requirements? But requirements feels very like a techie word, because needs just sounds a little bit. Maybe I'll change it to requirements. Okay, cool. So we've gone. Step 2 is done. Step 1 is done. Planner research. I have 2 pages for this. But the thing is, What am I gonna do? Okay, there's already a few different planners in my head because I've done my research before. So I'm just gonna put it down and jot it down if I remember. So the ones that are in my head are Faded Chronicle. The layout is very interesting because they have weekly. This is I'm looking at the B6 or the A5 basically. So it's either weekly. They have weekly horizontal and a weekly vertical. So that's why it's very interesting to me. And I think they have a monthly as well. And if I'm not wrong, they also have notes pages at the back. So this is good for me and I like it because it is very flexible. It's very reminiscent of the I'll try to put some screenshots where I'm talking about this so you can imagine it with me. Well, not imagine it, but you can see it. But basically, I'll move it to the side so I can put the screenshot over here or something. So basically what they have is they have a lot of different areas. Like one, you can put your habit tracking in there. So on the weekly, what is it? On the horizontal weekly, there's so much space on the other side for all your habits and stuff. And they have perfectly two areas where it has the Monday to Sunday and then there's empty spaces on the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it for my habit tracking, my personal, my shop, and my social media to-dos all in there. And then I can have my wins and struggles and my waiting for and things like that. And I think on the other side it can be all my to-do list. I think it'll be enough. And then on the top, I can have my health tracking on the top. So it's essentially all my personal in one place. I have not figured out what I'll do for the vertical. I was thinking maybe it'll be a quick jot memory keeper, but if we're moving it on the 5-year, maybe that can even be my to-dos, right? I can, because it has like columns and I can even break down my to-dos even more. I've seen Chris from Elanim do it in her, like, I think vertical Hobonichi or something, and I thought that was really smart that you have like all those space to just break down your to-dos. So worst come to worst, I can use it for that, even though I think this is already good enough. But you know what, maybe I can break down to-dos by projects and break it down more granular. So if I said I want to do a kind of like a shop update, then I can break down all the tasks in there as well. Or I can just not use it. At least I use Help the Planner. I don't know. We'll see about that. Okay, so dislike is not unsure what to do about the vertical layout. Space for all my needs. Weekly. Okay, this one, weekly horizontal, is for everything. And then weekly vertical is still questionable. Monthly is for events. And notes pages, I don't know yet. This one also question mark. So that's one of the ones that I want to use. Another thing is the Migos planner. By the time this is out, they might or might not be, that video might or might not be out. I think it might be out already, but I don't know. I change my mind about what videos goes where almost daily. Well, that's an exaggeration, but I mean, I change it so often. So if it's already there, I will link it down below. If not, then it's coming this month, basically, because I've already edited it and it's ready to go. I just have to figure out when do I want things to go out because I'm very indecisive. But anyway, me goals planner, the content, there's lots of goal setting and monthly review. Likes, it's very guided for goals. I also like all the reviews. There's also a budget section for that is quite interesting. I'll take it out just to show you very briefly, and then if you like it, you can check out that video because it takes you through everything basically. But the goal section on this is amazing. So this is the 2025 version. I got it middle of this year because they were doing $10 for a planner, and I really want to try this planner, so I got it just to, like, you know, I will have to redate it. I've already started redating. Look, I made this sticker sheet so I can redate, and it fits so nicely on the dates. That makes me so happy. But anyway, the good thing about this is you get guided to do all your goal setting. I'm gonna start doing this maybe from October, November-ish, maybe, or late December, depending on my market prep, because I just got accepted to another market and it's gonna be like a lot of prep. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do little by little. I don't know. But maybe in December, because I have some free time in December, I can start doing some stuff. And it's very guided, and it has all these like things you can work on to figure out before the year comes in. There's spaces for long-term and short-term goals. For the bigger one, because there's two different versions that I've got, which is the this is B5. This is B5, and there's another A5 one. But the B5 one, actually, the B5 Gold Digger one, actually has a few extra pages. One of it is this big February goals, which is really good for goal setting. I really like how we can break it down even more. So I'm going to be using this for goal setting, but then I don't think I'm going to use it for my day-to-day planner because it is quite big, and if I want to carry it around, then it's not very fun to carry this big thing around. So it's probably going to stay home, but there's a lot of really good things, even though it's not as detailed as the Faded Chronicle planner. So I think I might do both. I might do this for planning, just purely for planning, and then for my day-to-day I will do it on the Faded Chronicle. I think that's what I will do. So this, like, so big. It's B5. Goal setting, monthly review. So there's a lot of weekly goals, things to do. See, this is the thing that I like. I don't really like the to-do is just only one area, whereas the Faded Chronicle one, you can do a lot more, like different types of to-dos. I like to compartmentalize my to-dos because, yeah, it's just a little bit more, like, my brain just works better when you compartmentalize stuff. But also they have all these like monthly reviews, so this one is going to be really good for my weekly review. I know I already do it on Notion, but it's nice to have to do it in here as well. So it's nice to have goal setting and monthly review in there. There's a weekly horizontal, and there's a budget, I think, budget section. Even though I already did my budget in Notion, it might be nice to have it in here as well. I might just do big categories. I won't do all my expenses here, but it will be nice to track. So budget section, or I can like catch up in like one sitting or something with that. So goal setting, use will be goal setting, monthly review, weekly horizontal. This is just for goals, and budget, also budget. I don't know, this is a bit of messy. Other info, redate 2025 planner. Cool. So those two are the ones that I'm gonna use for my planners, I think. Faded Chronicle and Me Goals. With me, I feel like I'm going into this already semi knowing what I want for this year, because I've been thinking about it a lot as well. Actually, I have my mastery as well. So this is gonna put a little bit of a spanner in the works, because I did design my cover. Where did I put it? Where did I put my cover? So if you didn't know, I designed a cover for Mosseri this year as part of one of the art market that I was on, and they gifted me a cover that I designed, but also, oops, but also you can choose the insert, and I choose another planner. I don't know why I did that. Like I could have chosen like just a blank page, but I feel like in my head, right, I would use a planner more than a blank space, and I also really want to try the layout. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just do a planner. It's a little bit hard to pop in, isn't it? It's a very delicate operation, my friends. Okay, they're in. It's in. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and this is their 2026 planners, and it does have a lot of interesting things in the front. Oh, that's a nice little chunk of dotted grid. And then they have all these things that you can use. This is gonna be great for habit tracking, actually. If you want to track habits throughout the year, that's gonna be really nice. And then this is their like horizontal space, which is why I like it, because you can use these for to-dos as well. Oh, their monthly is actually inside. Do I like that or do I not like that the monthly is so close? I think I like that. Monthly is together with weekly. And then I also like that it's half blank and grid. Half blank, half grid. Lots of extra stuff. Oh, I'm running out of space. And a review, that's cute. They have a review for the year. And oh wait, do they have a plan for each? Oh, it's actually quite good. Yo, Mosseri has Mosseri has section for you to do review and plan, even though it's a little bit unguided. But you can draw your own stuff. But it's really nice for, oh my god, this is gonna put a serious spanner in the works, my friends. Because I mean, I've already got it. Oh my god, I use it for next year. It's really good. Whoa, okay. Oh, okay. Big spanner in the works. But it's my cover. I love how detailed, like, oh, everything. You can actually read the stuff. Oh my god. I cannot believe that I got this in my hand, like a designer master cover. That's crazy, right? That's super crazy. For me, that is super crazy. I wish I kind of make this color. I think I should have made it this color. But yeah. Anyway, I don't have many dislikes about it, but I don't know with the paper if it's fountain pen friendly, so it's gonna be in my dislike. Unsure if paper is fountain pen friendly, but I really like the insides. Okay, so it has review plan and review section. Review page has a monthly and has a weekly. And what else does it have? Oh, I'm so tempted. Oh no, because also this was already in my hands, and like the Mosseri peoples kindly let us have like one insert, so I didn't have to pay for it. I just have to design the cover for them. But 3 things to improve, change, achieve: priorities, values and belief, role models, inspiration board, films, books, places. This is so cute. Oh no, Oh no. Other info, don't need to buy. So if I use this, I see the weekly to be all my goals and to-dos. And then plan and review monthly for events. Okay, I'm now doubting myself. And for work, I'm thinking some plotter system plus noted co. It has a monthly that I want to use as a finance tracker, even though I can use also, I just realized yesterday I can also use a TN. Can you actually see? Yeah, you can see, but it's a little bit off, so I'll move you down. I can use a TN monthly to do that as well. So that's monthly, and I think it also have a weekly, and it's pretty complete. But if I put it in, if I get a personal, it'll be a little bit small, so it might be just task and stuff. It would be nice to carry around, and like I can maybe sneak in. So even though it's primary or work thing, I can probably sneak in. Actually, that monthly can also be an events thing. If it's something that I carry around, right? I can carry it around when I'm with friends as well, if I need to jot down events. And it also can have notes pages if I go to seminars or other things, and then when I get home I can slot it to a proper home. Do you get what I mean? Because like sometimes when I go out and I take notes to like seminars and stuff, it's usually in a travels notebook, and usually I like to compartmentalize stuff. So I think if I just carry that one thing and has some note pages at the back, then it's easy to like note down things without having to be like, oh my god, I'm putting it on the wrong notebook kind of feel. So I think I actually want a plotter I can carry around so that I can put notes pages for, like, you know, when I go to seminars or talks or church. It can be all in one thing, and when I get home I will put it in another binder that is a home binder, right? And then I'll have the divider, so I have all my notes in there. That sounds amazing. Okay, might have to stick that for a planner, so it's like a on the go, like the plotter will be an on the go planner, and then I'll just transfer pages because it doesn't have a lot, it's not really thick, right? So I'll just transfer pages to my other binder at home. That sounds really good. It actually sounds super good. I'm actually excited for that, because I usually carry my travels notebook around, and while I don't mind it, I have to be very purposeful with it. Like, oh, this is my church notes insert, this is my seminar notes insert, this is my work notes insert. But now with the ring planner, I can just do it now and then figure out how to file it later. I think I really like that flexibility, so I might have to do it. Flexibility, hard to get inserts. Paper is fee friendly. I'm just saying, like, you know, there's a lot of you can get inserts here, but not all of them are fountain print friendly. I think the Japanese one are much better for fountain print friendliness. I probably have enough just for now, but then if I need to restock, so hard because the fountain pen friendly paper isn't. I can make my own inserts as well. Make on insert. Don't have to worry about writing on different books. Yeah, that sounds very, very tempting, that one. So I think that's probably the ones that I printed too, because it's like it's an A6 page, right? I divided by 2, so I kind of need an extra page, but I didn't really need that. But you know what, maybe I'll need it for later down the line. Oh well, my stylogy, do I need to do my stylogy again? I think I won't do my stylogy again because you already know it's gonna stay the same. Oh, my commonplace. Oh my god, I just realized I can if I do a ring here, I can file it to my commonplace after, right? Because I'm planning to turn this one, it's an A5 size, into a commonplace. That would be really good if I can file it to a commonplace, but I can also file it to another thing. But yeah, the idea of me being able to put dividers and then file it, oh my god, that'll be good. That'll be so good. You know how commonplace people put those little dots and be like, this is for personal, this is for work, this is for whatever. If you have a ring and you just have some dividers, you don't need those dots anymore. You can move it all around. Okay, I'm starting one for my commonplace. Commonplace. So, oh no, that's not brand or name of planner on A5 rings. Content, anything I want, because it's essentially mine. Okay, basically just notes pages. Use commonplace. Likes very flexible. I also like filing each into appropriate folder section. That's amazing. I can move it around wherever I want, and I can make dislikes paper. I'm sorry guys if I sound such a paper snob. I didn't think I would go to this level, to be honest, but I really love fountain pens. I love using it, so now I feel like I'm a little bit of a paper snob just because I want all my paper to work with fountain pens. But I can print my own as well, I guess. Dislikes, hard to get paper. Or maybe I'll just print my own. Yeah, I can print my own grids because this paper is pretty good. This is like the AA paper. I don't know if it's Australian or if it's international, but this is AA paper. And it's very, very inexpensive. But as you can see, it works very well with fountain pens. I like it. It's not a special paper, but it works for fountain pens. So maybe I can just print my own. And then in that case, I don't need to get inserts. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I have to get paper. Do I have anything else that I want in my lineup? Oh, actually, I want a TN monthly. And my TN monthly is going to just have a monthly because it's just a TN monthly. Oops, monthly. Yeah, that's right. And I'm going to use that for finance tracking. This is not really like an expense tracking. I do that on my Notion. But my finance tracking is basically just to know when money is coming in, when money needs to go out, because your girl needs to pay bills now. To know what's coming in, what's coming out, and to always make sure I have money in my account, kind of thing. So that's mostly for that. Likes paper is great. Form factor. And I have nothing to dislike about it. I feel like it'll work. I just need to figure out if I want regular or passport size. I think that's basically it. You compare it again with your needs. Okay, let's. I think it's easier if you take it out. This is why rings are great. As you can tell, I'm warming up to rings so much. But anyway, 3 different to-dos in the same planner. I think I can get that in. Let me just close it off again so that I can do the flippy flip. 3 different to-dos in one planner works in Mosseri or Faded Chronicle. It's probably 1 or for these 2. Right? Goal planner is gonna be in my Me Goals. Actually, let's write it down. So 3 different to-dos in the same planner. This one's either the Faded Chronicles or Mosseri. I still haven't made up my mind. I have to keep a mystery for you guys, right? So you guys will watch my techo kaigi later down the line. I'm joking. But I still haven't made up my mind if I want a Faded Chronicle or Mosseri yet. And then the goal for personal, that's gonna be in my Me Goals planner or goal planning. I'm planning stuff will be there, and my Mosseri is just gonna be day-to-day kind of like to-dos. So it's all the planning will be in my Me Goals. Media log, I think that's gonna be either on FC or Mosseri. Even though the FC can probably do it a little bit better. So I'm gonna circle that one because I feel like it's better on the FC. Memory keeper, that's my 5-year stylogy. Cannot spell. Events and plans, that's gonna be either FC or Mosseri. Health tracking, also FC, Mosseri. Content planning, that's digital in Notion. Commonplace, that's rings, A5. Notes for marcsmellow notes, business undated, occasional. You know what? That can also go into my rings A5. But I started a new notebook though. Mark, why did you start a new notebook? This is just what I started. But this is gonna stay at home anyway, and I feel like it's gonna be good for just quick jot things because I feel like I want my commonplace to be a bit neater, and this one's a little bit more scratchier, so I think it'll stay here. So what is that? Muji ruled. What size is this even? A6? A6. Weekly review, that's gonna be in Me Goals or in Mosseri if I use the Mosseri. Budget tracker, that's gonna be in Me Goals and on N, actually not or and Notion. And my monthly review is Me Goals and Notion, maybe because I already have a Notion monthly review section, so I would like to keep it as well. I might have to do it in 2 different places, but you know what, sometimes it's easier to flip to when I'm in the computer. I'm just looking at goals and things like that and quick jot of things. It's easier to do it in a Notion, so it might be good just to. Oh my god, it's already an hour that I'm yapping. Oh my god. But so I'm gonna do that in. Let me get my train of thought back. So for monthly review, I'm gonna do it first in Notion because I feel like it's gonna be really easy to just like, you know, when I'm working and I'm really reminded of something, I'm like, okay, I'll just write it down. But then every end of the year, we will probably. Whoa, what's happening? It's Saturday. They're doing construction. But anyway, the video is ending anyway soon, so that's good that they're noisy on the back tail end when I'm almost finished. But I got so distracted. I'm sorry, you guys. So monthly reviews, I'm gonna do it on Notion first because it's easy for like quick jot and write things down kind of thing, and then I will transfer it to Me Goals for just like documentation's sake because it already has the sections, even though the Me Goals will be much more detailed. But anyway, we'll figure it out. I think it'll be on both anyway. So that is that. We've done our planning for techo kaigi, and it only took me an hour-ish. Not even, because like I spent probably like 15 minutes in the beginning explaining the printable, right? But like I said, this is going to be available on the link down below if you're interested. I hope you actually did it with me though, because I feel like it will be really good to have that. And let me know down below if you've actually done it, if it's useful for you, and if what you're going to be maybe using for next year, or if you're still debating between two different planners. Like me, I'm still debating between two different planners. If you're still debating, let me know as well, because I'm very curious on what you guys are doing. What are you using? Like, let me know. So I hope that's useful. I'm gonna tidy up the printable and then I'll upload it and I'll edit this video so you can get it. And I hope this is useful. Let me know if it's useful. It's gonna be free. I'm just gonna give it out because I feel like that will be very useful for everyone. I don't wanna gatekeep it with monetary gatekeep. So it'll be free. If, like I said, if you are a digital planner and you love Notion, there's also a Notion template that I have. It's slightly different, a tiny bit different. This one, it just makes a little bit more sense because with Notion, right, you can surface what you've written in here, you can resurface back here. But with analog, you have to go back. So I keep this in here just so it's easy, you don't have to rewrite everything again. But with Notion, it's another different section, so this just a little bit different, but the gist is the same. Like, the steps are quite similar. So if you're a Notion lover, there's also a Notion digital version. It's also free. I've done it for last year. I thought this year I would do a printable because I know you guys are like me and you're stuck in between the digital and the analog, so I like to provide both. I'm probably not going to do this in my Notion because I've done it on analog, and I think I probably like to do it analog from now on. I like seeing it filled up with my handwriting. For some reason, it feels very organic, very nice. But like I said, that boils me down to a few different planners for next year. It's either the Faded Chronicle or the Mosseri. That one is like either or. I'm not going to use both because they're functionally quite the same. I'm leaning towards the Faded Chronicle, but I don't know. I can be swayed, I guess. So Faded Chronicle on Mosseri, me goals, my Stylogy for 5 year. And then my rings A5 and maybe a personal ring just to carry around for an EDC. That would be really nice, but that's a nice to have. I don't know if I'll have that this next year. We'll see. But so far, that's what I figured out. So that's down to 5. And maybe a finance tracker on one of my TN monthly inserts. So that's 6. Even though that doesn't really count. Because, well, it does count. But yeah, so that's what I got for now. We'll see if that actually happens next year. Watch out for the techo kaigi, I guess. Because I don't even know if I'm going to change my mind. But anyway, it's been an hour plus. I'm going to stop yapping. If you stayed until now, watching and listening me fill all this up, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I hope this brings value to you, and I hope it helps you figure out what you want for next year. And yeah, I'll see you on next video, most likely next week. And until then, stay safe, take care, and stay productive. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.